unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions and making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to help you win in any marketplace. Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it, 813-750-0550. You can call or text the hotline, 813-750-0550. And consumerqb.com, your number one resource for all things real estate, credit, finance, estate, and tax planning. Lots of great home service providers associated with the show as well. We'd love to help you. And this is the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay, 1780 Clearwater Largo Road. This is a commercial building, commercial asset on a corner lot with about 50,000 vehicles a day driving by. And it is a structure where you have the roll-up doors, so you can park your trucks, your vehicles. Great opportunity to own a hot corner location on a major thoroughfare in Tampa Bay, 1780 Clearwater Largo Road. Almost 2,400 square feet. Got about a 5,300 square foot lot and 2 garage doors, office, storefront, 12 parking spaces. And check out the beautiful photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks, longtime friends of the program. See all of our listings at PlatinumMVPteam.kw.com. All right, we got Chuck Peterson back in the studio. Welcome in, sir.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back in the Bay Area, since we've been here last time like a week or two ago. So,
yeah, buddy.
Made it back.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Nice weather today.
It is sunny and 75.
Yeah,
it's good out
Florida.
There. That's right. And when we look at real estate, a lot of times we got a couple deals, working together, and just things of nature where it comes into the transaction. You got the flow of the deal. And that's one of the things I love about Suncoast Roofing is you jump right on it. You're able to get a quick assessment and meet those deadlines. Yeah,
we try to do all we can for all the realtors out there. And Brandon, your guys have been great. But yeah, we understand the timing is essential in the real estate market. So if you get that home inspection report back and there's some issue, all you got to do is email us and get to Brandon, and he can get us our contact info, and we'll be on it, have somebody out there as quick as we can, and we understand there's, closing deadlines and inspection deadlines, and we'll move what we can to get it all fixed.
And it seems like right now the construction business is so big. We had Diane Vance on yesterday's show. She was talking about the year-over-year housing starts are up 5.9%. Housing starts, plus you add in the renovation jobs and the other construction. How is the industry going as far as shingles and availability of supplies?
Well, the construction has just been phenomenal. We have a year last year where we just continue to build, even though it was really of a shutdown year across the country, right? I mean, even though Florida didn't shut down as much, it still was shut down some.
Right.
But we continued to move like it was wide open. And with all the storms we had last year, literally material is the shortest thing out there right now. I mean,
wow.
Getting shingles, getting plywood. I mean, you can still get plywood, but it's up $10 a sheet from last year.
Up $10 or
$10, yeah. I mean,
$10 total.
Yeah, I mean, it went from 22 to 32. It's up $10 in a year's time.
I heard the same thing with like 4x4s, 2x4s.
Oh, yeah, everything. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The price increases for materials. We're having to quote these big commercial jobs that I do. You have to give them no more than a 30-day window, because the price increases are coming every month, every 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, we had one in November. We had one. We get one next week in February. So in 3 months' time, you had 5 to 7% material increases.
Wow.
In literally 90 days.
And it just simply has to get passed along. I mean, there's no other way to absorb it.
At this point, you can't, because we had 3 last year, and then this will be the first one for this year. So in the last 14 months, this will be the 4th price increase.
Wow. Wow. Now, where are these materials coming from? What, like the roofing shingles?
I mean, most of the guys most all the big players have plants in Florida, but they have plants all over the country. But Florida has their own specific codes that those shingles have to meet. So
Right.
they have to be processed to that grade level, which is higher than anywhere in the country, by the way. So if you're a
Right.
consumer out there and you're like, hey, I moved from where I'm at in North Carolina, and this is a much more expensive house than I could get there, it's because everything that goes on your roof here is product approved and tested. And we literally have the best product in the U.S. in Florida.
Wow.
But it does make it more expensive. But that's, that gives us right back into our warranty, right?
Yeah, you're also backed by the GAF.
Yeah, you get a GAF 50-year warranty down here where you don't get that very many places.
Yeah.
But the shingles down here are they're much better product than what you could buy anywhere else.
Now, a lot of people, when I tell them the warranty, they don't believe it. Can you solidify it for me?
Yeah. B's telling you the truth, guys.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a true thing. I didn't bring my pamphlet in, but you could go to our website, suncoastroofing.net or .com, either one, and it's on there. I mean, GAF backs that warranty, so it's not a Suncoast roofing warranty. It's the largest manufacturer in the U.S. It's their warranty. So
Yeah.
And it's transferable. So
How many years?
It's 50 years.
50 year.
Transferable at any point in time. Free, one-time
Wow.
transfer.
One-time transfer. Yep.
So if you're going to sell your house in 10 years or 15, you get the value of having that warranty to go with the
Yeah.
price of the house. As
That's
you
awesome.
can attest to, that helps
That's
out a
awesome.
sale.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at the different types of roofing, there's a lot of different ways we could go here. I'll throw it back to you, Chuck. What are some of the common misnomers, common stories, common challenges that people are having out there as a consumer?
Well, a lot of times, the people who have the old shingles,
Mm-hmm.
right? 10-year-old shingles and back, before all the codes start really being enforced and increased, they'll have a shingles come off or they'll wear out of their house, and they'll say, hey, we want to get a different kind of roof, whether it's a metal roof or a tile roof or something else, right? They want something else besides shingles because in the state of Florida, shingles can't make it more than 10 years.
They get burned up from that sun.
Yeah, that's the biggest, myth that's out there these days is that shingles in Florida can't last more than 10 years. Well, that's true for what we used to have. I mean, because they didn't have a real code to be built to. There was no testing that had to be done.
Yeah,
at
like
that
a
point in
governing
time.
body that says, oh, you had to have it this way.
So after 2004, we had all the hurricanes in 5. They started making the codes, and in 8 and 12, they really started making the shingle product have to be better. And
Yeah.
now there's a brand new code started this month. It's just been increased since then to be a much, much superior product than what
Yeah.
was available when all those people had those shingles put on.
Yeah. Let me give a shout out to Veteran Gutters. I just had Veteran Gutters. Brandon Porter added gutters onto my home.
Right.
And I tell you, just the aesthetics. I mean, it looks great. It got the nice wide 6-inch gutters, and then he put the downspouts in all the right places. But Veteran Gutters, we love to support our vets. We've got, I believe, Brandon Faust coming up. He's a veteran. Chuck, I can't remember. Were you a vet?
No, not technically.
Not technically. I'm the same way. I'm kind of like my dad was an MP in the military, and you would think I would have thought I would have got different benefits or something.
I was in the reserve, so that doesn't really count.
Well, hey, we'll count that. We'll count that. Chuck Peterson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
You're really sliding in on a really low bar.
There you go. Suncoastroofing.com.
I mean, I was in the reserves when I was in my 20s, which is quite a few years ago.
Hey, you were there though. Like if something happened, you were there.
Well,
so, anyways, Veteran Gutters, Brandon Porter, big shout out to him. If you want to add on some gutters, great partner of the show. He hasn't been on the show that much, so I thought, oh man, it's topical. Let me give him a quick shout out. But
yeah, and I
Veteran
will
Gutters.
say, if you're listening out there and you don't have gutters on your house, it really does help to put them on to get that water away from your foundation.
Yeah.
'Cause when that water comes off, it just literally hits right next to the foundation of your house.
Yep.
And over time, it's going to put those holes in your yard. You're seeing, and that water just sits there at
That's
the edge
right.
of your foundation. So if you can manage to afford to do that, you should.
Yeah, push it away from the
Yeah.
house. And I just love the fact that it's not also, what also you see is when it sometimes runs down the house, of course, you get that
Oh, yeah.
line of algae growing or green fungus and stuff growing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of pluses to have gutters on your house.
Yep.
No
yep.
question.
So when you look at, we're talking with Suncoast Roofing here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Chuck, we're coming into our final minutes here, but anything else you want to bring up? I know we talked about contractors too. I think not all contractors are created equal. good, better, and best, and you got some crooks out there.
Yeah, unfortunately. And, in the roofing industry, we're probably, not the greatest, as far as,
Overall,
reputation,
rep-wise,
right?
Yeah.
You talk about roofers and people think about guys drinking beer and working out of the back of a pickup truck and, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're a much more professional operation, but those guys are still out there. And
Yeah.
as you and I have talked about over the years, we have done, unfortunately, quite a bit of work for people who have given money to somebody who is not the professional, and they've taken that money and left. So as a consumer, there's some things that you have to do. You have to check who you have coming to your house before you sign. You have to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who is a reputable company, who's licensed, who's insured, who can actually pull a permit. They don't want you to pull the permit. All the things that you need to do on your side before you let them step onto a roof.
That's right, aka due diligence. Do your due diligence. And what type of insurance should that contractor be ready to provide, Chuck?
Okay, so we have $1 million coverage, which is what most operations ask for.
Okay.
So we have $1 million liability coverage. We have workers' comp. We have auto insurance. That's pretty standard across.
And if they don't have work comp,
if they don't have workers' comp, they're not getting. They're you don't want to even touch them anyway. They're going to be.
But they can do a work comp exempt, I think, right?
If that would be if you have 1 or 2, maybe 3 personnel, and that's maybe it. I can't remember, but
yeah,
there's
but
no
at
more
least
than
at
that.
that point, you're not. They can't sue you as the homeowner. You say, no, you were work comp exempt.
Yeah,
I believe that's the way, because I was
I'm not
asking
sure
Doug
on that.
about
All
that.
I know is if they are work comp exempt, they are a very small operation.
Right. It's going to
small.
be a grass, guy doing your lawn or something,
Yeah,
basically.
very small.
So $1 million coverage on the general liability.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you said also making sure the auto is covered.
Oh yeah, because if they, something happens on your yard, they drive up on that sucker and tear it up or something, or somebody smashes something by accident.
Right.
Got to have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to be, you got to be professional, and you want somebody coming to your house to be professional. So
That's a must, absolutely.
should do your due diligence.
Yep. And then so we got Chuck Peterson here, Consumer Quarterback Show, another one of our expert contributors, longtime friend of the program, over 5 years now,
Yeah,
I think, 4 or
been
5 years.
Quite a while.
And Chuck, let's go through the different roof types as well, just kind of give people the different ideas of what they might want to do.
All right, so you can start at the shingles, which we've talked about quite a bit today. So shingles are probably the best value for your dollar.
Yep.
They're like we've talked about. They have the 50-year warranty that can come with that. Then you have the metal roofs, and you have just straight regular metal, and then you have aluminum. If you're on the water, you have to have aluminum because you can't get a warranty on the salt water unless you have an aluminum roof. Those roofs are 25-year warranties. They'll last 40 years, no problem, if you actually follow the instructions of the maintenance and do what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
You have tile roofs, which a lot of the gated communities have that tile on there, and they require you to have tile.
Is that made of clay? You always hear clay tile.
There's clay tile and there's concrete tile. 90% of the tile is concrete tile. So it's called tile as a group, but it's just like we call metal as a group. There's different kinds of metal.
Right. Okay.
Different kinds of tile. Not very much clay tile around anymore.
Got
it's
it.
Just it's it's a little pricier and it's harder to put in. And those roofs will last as long as the underlayment underneath it lasts, which is going to be 25, 30, 40 years, depending on what they get underneath the roofs.
Yep.
Yep.
So and you guys also have the solar panels now that you're building into. Is that just for the shingle
Just
aspect?
for the shingles.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the shingles. But it's built right onto the roof deck so that you don't have anything penetrating your brand new shingles. It goes on the deck and then you shingle around it. So it's like one great big roof system.
That's intriguing to me. I love that. We do work with 3D Solar that does the independent, but that's intriguing to me where the technology's going. With the batteries, packs.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's about like having a skylight, a big skylight on there, inch and a half, 2 inches up, and flat as flitter across there, nice and black.
That's cool.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I love the idea of having. We obviously have solar in our home, and it's just a great opportunity to have. And I think in the future to be able to store it on a battery pack in your garage or maybe on the side of your house, kind of like a utility area, and then be able to access that if you do have some kind of a hurricane event or storm event.
Yeah, and I mean, it's making your power affordable in year 15 versus today. I mean, the cost of that power doesn't change once you pay for the solar panels.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. You're 25. You're still paying the same thing you paid today.
Yeah.
Where the power companies are every year going to raise a little along. And
it's always going to go up.
And there's nothing you can really do about it because they're the power company.
They're not going to come back and say, "Hey, we're going to give you a break this year. We're actually going down price."
Hadn't seen that yet.
I haven't seen that one.
But maybe. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I'm saying it's probably not.
Yeah. All right, Chuck Peterson, always a pleasure having you on the show, my friend. Final thought?
I just, like we always say, just be conscious as a consumer. Just be conscious. Check out who you have coming to your house, whether it's for roofing or anything else.
Yep.
Do your due diligence. Hire a professional. You might pay more than the lowest guy, but it's clearly going to be worth it in the long run.
Absolutely. Yep. A lot of times we've seen that low-cost provider go out of business, and then all of a sudden you're picking up the pieces.
Yeah. We're going to one today that the guy that they had for their warranty 5 years ago is out of business. So now they're going to pay us to go do the work that somebody under warranty should have done.
Yeah.
But they're not around.
Oh, man. Well, that's not the problem with Suncoast Roofing. Suncoastroofing.com. Chuck Peterson, longtime friend of the program. We'll see you next time, buddy.
Appreciate it, Big.
Thanks a lot. All right, coming up, Brandon Faust. We're going to have Brandon Faust in studio. MoldZero.com. Mold Zero. We're going to talk about humidity in Florida, the inspections that you might want to get. Also, some of the health ramifications that we've seen with different cases. Sometimes doctors are looking at patients saying, hey, what's going on here? I'm sick. I can't figure it out. It actually ended up being mold inside the home. Mold is a silent killer. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, and talking about the Pinellas County update. Here's the updated residential listings and sales for Pinellas County. At the end of December 2020, the latest statistics from the GTAR, the Real Estate Board, we have over 2,985 properties available for sale at the end of December 2020. Now, out of those 2,985 properties, 2,107 sold. So we're up 172 sales. That's plus 8.9%. So the inventory is down, sales are up, and it's a great market to be in. You had 2,107 sold, divided by the amount of listed, it's a 71% absorption rate. And if you divide that out, that gives you a 1.41 month supply of inventory, meaning it's a strong seller's market. So we would love to talk to you. If you're thinking about listing a property, we help sellers maximize the exposure on the sale of their real estate properties by featuring them on our show. Give us a call, 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550 and check out consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb.com. Thanks so much. Make it a great day, and we'll see you at 4 o'clock drive time on AM 860 The Answer.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty. We help our sellers maximize the exposure and the profits on the sale of their real estate properties by featuring them live on air in our syndicated radio and TV show. 85 different outlets here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 1813 East Knollwood is a beautiful property that we've got here in Tampa Bay. Complete remodel. Basically a new home, just a beautiful property right here at 1813 East Knollwood. 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, almost 1,300 square feet. Got a carport, large fenced-in backyard, close to downtown, and a great value right in the Seminole Heights neighborhood, Knollwood Street, 1813 East Knollwood Street. Great opportunity. We got a property in Innisbrook as well. We do have a 2-bedroom condo in Innisbrook with golf course views. This one's 36750 U.S. Highway 19 North. unit number 28 in Palm Harbor, almost 1,200 square feet, 2-2, and it's inside the golf community of Ennisbrook, very world-famous, renowned golf community of Ennisbrook. See all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got B. Faust in the house. Brandon Faust, welcome back, sir.
All right, good to be here. Brandon
Mold
Rhymes,
Zero.
Brandon Faust here.
Yes, sir.
Good to talk to you.
Moldzero.com, and we talk a lot about the health aspect. I kind of led in with that. The health aspect of knowing what's in your home, just getting that inspection that you offer. A lot of times people don't understand what's lying behind the walls or even in the cabinets or the baseboards.
Well, I can tell you that it's an education process, right?
Yeah.
And it's been an education process for me as well, and it's something that I'm continuing to really look at and confront in terms of the actual magnitude of this beast here that we call mold. It really doesn't look like something to be too concerned about, but the more we dig into it, the more we find out that, hey, it really is something that you need to be aware of and you need to respect. Because there's some people are capitalizing on it in a way that, it's not ethical. But then there's people that are ignoring the actual health impact of it in a way that's also unethical, right? And it's crucial that you really understand what you're actually dealing with. I had a lady that just recently came to work for Mold Zero, right? And she was going through all of our literature on the website and in our handbooks, etc. And I'm sitting down with her to have a conversation, kind of explain to her what she's going to be doing, and she says to me, with tears in her eyes, "I think this is what killed my mom."
Oh no!
And she tells me, they did an autopsy on my mom 5 years ago. They couldn't figure out what it was, but I remember mold being in their home on a continual basis and telling them, "Hey, you need to get this checked out. You need to get this checked out."
Wow.
And it was something that it absolutely can do that. And that's the thing that I don't like to use it in a sales tactic manner, right? Because I'm not an alarmist, but when you start to actually confront the magnitude of what it can do and the more research that is leading in that direction, right? We had one lady who we just did a job in her apartment, and her dad had moved out because he has Parkinson's. And she says, "I think that the mold led to him getting Parkinson's." And sure enough, he had mold all throughout his condo. And very possibly that is the case, because there are certain types of molds where the mycotoxin or the toxic gas it releases can actually lead to Parkinson's.
Well, didn't we have a scenario also where it was found in the blood of one of the clients?
Many.
Yeah,
many.
so it's found in the blood. There's micro levels.
Not to get too personal, but you can have it's in the urine, it's in the blood samples. There's various tests that you can do.
Yeah.
Right. And sure enough, with this one condo, there was mold all around, but then we pulled the baseboard back, and sure enough, there was toxic black mold all throughout behind that wall and in the bathroom.
Wow.
So it really is something that you need to understand, because it's not just the black mold people talk about. There's allergenic molds. There's pathogenic molds, which is disease-causing molds, and there's toxic molds, which could destroy the immune system and can actually end up being fatal.
Well, I want to dive a little deeper into those when we come back. Each one will break it down, and I'll also tell a personal story about how a brand new construction home that we built just a couple of years ago, year and a half ago, we actually had mold in our house, and Brandon and his team came out and did a great job, fantastic job helping us. So big shout out to Mold Zero, Brandon Faust and his team, and also coming up later in the show, Chris Robinson as well, About Face Cabinetry back here in studio. So we got a great lineup, plus our feel-good story of the day. Check this one out. Sales of artificial heart approved. So you got an artificial heart maker, Carmat, will begin sales of its heart device. Very interesting. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Let me know when you want to continue. Alrighty, everybody, please stand by.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, a couple of hot listings. 5832 Beverly Drive in Hudson. This is a waterfront lot available, and it's literally like one canal back from the open Gulf of Mexico waters. 5832 Beverly Drive in Hudson. Beautiful property. Build your dream home on this beautiful lot. Sailboat, deep water, easy Gulf access. Come and enjoy the Gulf living, sport fishing, kayaking. Great property. A lot of vacant land available. I've got about a half a dozen or so, or actually a dozen or so other vacant parcels of land. So if you're looking to build, you're looking to commercial and residential properties, we have them available. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, this segment's brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. I love going by the Replenish location at the Gandy Boulevard. They also have one in Carrollwood, and they have one up in Wesley Chapel now as well. Replenish IV Solutions, you get hooked up with a vitamin infusion drip directly into your bloodstream. Once every 4 or 5 weeks I go and get mine, and you can feel energized, rehydrated, replenished. Big shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. Talk to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, Brandon Faust back here in studio. Mold Zero, the silent killer. We've talked about that, and we actually had a scenario where it actually was in our home, and we just couldn't believe it. We're like, wow, what is that? And then, like you said, it is an educational process, because initially, as the homeowner, sometimes you say, well, I'll spray some bleach on it, or I'll try to wipe it. But it's very, what's the word for it? It's very finicky. I mean, it can really move.
Ultimately, it's something that is alive. And
Yeah.
it's living, right? So anything is going to have a self-preservation sort of mechanism built into it. You know, whether the creator intended it that way or whatever it is, it wants to survive. So when you go and you tend to attack mold or try to get rid of it, wipe it down or spray it with bleach, it actually goes into self-preservation mode. So you're going to actually heighten the number of airborne spores. And it's a lot like taking a baseball bat to a beehive, or trying to attack a skunk. It's going to defend itself. But with mold in particular, those spores go airborne. Or let's say you're wanting to clean it off your vents. Well, it aerosolizes, not to mention it probably is further back in your vents than just there. Or if you want to get it, let's say it's growing on the wall and you're like, okay, well, yeah, it doesn't look good, I'm going to just spray it down. Well, now you've just spread those spores, and not only that, it's going to release the mycotoxin as well. So it can make you very sick. And that's why with Mold Zero, we do a whole home treatment, and we end up basically not only treating the ducts, but we treat the entire building envelope using our dry fog technology. But we also go the extra step as well in terms of actually doing the removal of the contaminated material, right, if that's necessary. Some molds it's necessary, some where it's a surface mold, doing the cleanup and abatement and the fogging is actually enough. Right, but I think it's important for your consumers and the people in Tampa Bay to really understand that you actually have different types of restoration companies, okay? So when you deal with some of the ones that are more well-known, in a lot of cases, those restoration companies cater to what the insurance companies demand, right? They work for the insurance companies, and they are going to charge up to the amount that they can charge if you have a cap, and they're used to basically doing the spot treatment and building containment and just handling that one particular area. But truthfully, if you've had a mold problem, that problem is most likely not just localized in that one particular area. It's going to spread. The spores are going to spread. The mycotoxins are going to spread. So Mold Zero, we're not that type of company. We really are. We work for the clients. Okay, that's really what we specialize in, is making sure that, I guess first and foremost, not that we work for the insurance company or the client more than the other, but we are more concerned about the physical well-being of the client, and not just passing an air sample test, but being able to pass the people test.
Right.
Is the person going to go back into the home and still get sick? And although we don't treat people, we do treat the thing that is making them feel the way they're feeling. If they're not feeling, and obviously some of those things, maybe there's something else involved, but there's definitely certain symptoms that are pretty consistent and characteristic of having a mold issue.
Yeah, and some people are just more disposed to that, like the pollen season. Certain people will sneeze a lot more or have allergies and have that scenario, but some people are going to be more prone to those types of scenarios. We're talking with Brandon Faust here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, moldzero.com. Check him out online. Now, let's talk about the inspection process, and if somebody says, hey, you know what, I might want to raise my hand here. This is something where I may need some help.
Sure. So we're going to send somebody in who's going to do a free walkthrough. We don't charge for that. So if anybody wants to schedule a free walkthrough, they can call our number, 727-900-7202. Again, that's 727-900-7202. Get on the schedule, and we'll have one of our very experienced estimators come in, take a look, and he's going to be able to point you in the right direction. Do you have a situation? Do you not have a situation? If it is one of those jobs where it's going to require actual remediation, we're going to have an independent inspector come and take samples, tests, etc. And he's going to then give us a report and a protocol. And a protocol is a number of steps that we have to follow to make sure that that home is clear and free of any sort of situation. Okay, so we'll follow that so that there's no conflict of interest. If it is one of those where, let's say, it's in the ducts and you don't necessarily need an independent inspector, but we can go in there and sanitize the place, then we'll do that. And we'll give you a bid in terms of correcting that. Or if you don't have a situation, right, we can say, look, we're not seeing anything, but you should probably get some samples taken just to be sure, right? And we also understand the different inspectors and what their capabilities are. So let's say you have a person that is going to a doctor in the area, they're extremely sick. This is not a matter of price at this point in time. This is a matter of life or death or their health. Then we're going to recommend the inspectors that can do that type of inspection, really dig in. We're talking about, we have inspectors that will go in for 8 hours, with another person and go through every nook and cranny to find out, is there something in this home that is making you sick? And we know who the guys are that are going to basically be able to live up to that, to that job. Right? And then they'll give us a report and a protocol that we will follow to then make your home safe.
Yeah, that's important. And as we've been talking here, if you're watching our TV show version, maybe catching the show on YouTube or Facebook or Amazon, Jonathan's been playing some of the videos. I mean, the videos on the site are really cool. It shows you the fogging. There's a lot of resources on the website. And I'll give you the final thought here, moldzero.com. But final thought and website is moldzero.com.
Sure. I mean, the main thing I would say to all the guys here in Tampa Bay is, look, you got to respect the mold. Don't underestimate it.
Yeah.
It's not a do-it-yourself project, And if it is something that honestly you can handle quickly and easily, then I don't need to make a buck on that, right? But if it's something where a professional is needed, then let us help you. We'll make sure that, it's done right. We offer a 1-year warranty and a clean bill of health for your home guarantee. So we're not going to charge you extra in order to get that final result.
Yeah, very cool. And if your health professional can't figure out what's wrong with you or your aunt or your grandma, that might be something to bring up. Hey, maybe it's potentially
or your
mold.
Kids. I'm telling you, the number of kids that have chronic, runny nose, coughs. They don't know why.
Right.
We've been able to go in there, treat their homes, and it goes away. I can't even tell you. The list is long.
Yeah, and it's one of those scenarios where people, if they're living in a environment like that, they're worried about groceries, they're worried about paying bills. With the COVID and everything lately, it seems like jobs are being locked down and those types of things were being locked down. But yeah, I mean, I could see how it comes down to a monetary thing, and they're like, well, we'll be okay. No, you got to take it serious. You got to look at the health side. Brandon Faust, always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah,
moldzero.com, moldzero.com. All right, coming up, we've got Chris Robinson, About Face Cabinetry here in studio. We're going to talk about some really effective ways to improve the looks of your real estate, your kitchens, your bathrooms. And we talk about half the cost, half the time, and half the mess with Chris Robinson coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, we got a cool feel-good story of the day about an artificial heart being approved for sale. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty with your real estate market update for Hillsboro County in Tampa Bay. Residential listings at the end of December 2020 were 2,634 properties active as listings. That is down 2,498 year over year, 2,498 less listings. That's down 48.7%. Coming down and looking at the solds, at the end of December, we had 2,505 properties sold. That's plus 262 sales, plus 11.7%. So the sales are up, inventory's down, 95% absorption rate in Hillsboro County, and a 1.05 month supply, a strong seller's market as well in Hillsboro County. Reach out. We'd love to talk to you if you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate. My wife Lindsay and I own a top 1% ranked real estate team with Keller Williams Realty. 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. Also, you can see the website consumerqb.com. consumerqb.com, and we would love to help you win. I'm a certified negotiation expert, and we can help you win in your real estate deals if you're buying, selling, or investing. And of course, tune into our Consumer Quarterback Show, 4 o'clock drive time right here on AM 860 The Answer, FM 93.7 on the FM dial. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Every day we want to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, artificial heart maker Carmat will begin sales of its device from the second quarter of this year after long-awaited approval. The device aims to give patients the end-stage biventricular heart failure, a deadly condition where the heart is no longer able to pump blood adequately around the body, an alternative to hospital stays. Carmat says its device is the world's most advanced total artificial heart project, and although they are not the first company to create artificial hearts, U.S. group Syncardia has been selling an artificial heart for nearly 2 decades. And Syncardia is very important in the history of artificial hearts because they proved that it's possible, it works, and a change of human heart for a device, to change a human heart for a device. So that's what the chief executive said. If you compare our device with what's been achieved so far with other solutions, we are much better, have no complications, he told Vantage. And so, wow, what an interesting time of our, being a human. You got these hearts that are artificial, that they're able to actually take out your current heart and put in this artificial heart. Amazing time to be alive. You got Chris Robinson joining us here in studio about Face Cabinetry. Welcome back, sir.
Oh, thanks for having me, Heck. And it's all about the face, and that's kind of the genesis of that name.
Yeah.
And we love to just change the look of your kitchen without changing the thickness of your wallet.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
And you started off your real estate career as a flipper. You were out there doing stuff, and you said, "Man, this is a really cool niche." And now you're growing. You're selling franchises. You've expanded really big.
Absolutely. Started in 1997 with my first house. I'll never forget it. 715 Caracas Street. You'll never forget your first flip. And, of course, you'll never forget how much money you didn't make on it. But you also remember what it took to get there.
Yeah.
And after now going on, 24 years that I've been in this business, I've learned a few things. And
Cool.
I love to be able to take those things that I have learned and communicate them well to others who are doing the same thing and allow them to be a part of the process and really save some bucks and kind of learned from what we've learned, and cabinet refacing is really the best way to go. And in fact, while we were just getting in here, I was taking a look at all the competition that's out there for exactly what it is we do. And there are lots of folks out there that are offering cabinet refacing or cabinet refinishing. And I think one of the things that sets us apart, and I wanted to make sure that our audience understands what we offer versus what somebody else offers. We offer a lifetime warranty in writing.
Very cool.
All 5-star reviews, and something that the customer can really grasp onto and see the difference between a paint job and a cabinet reface job.
Yeah, because you can tell a difference when you look at it. You're able to tell, okay, that was painted over.
Yep.
You really, there's no comparison, right?
No comparison, especially for somebody who is going to be in that cabinet grabbing their cereal box every morning.
Right.
They're like, you know what, this isn't the same thing.
Yes.
Kind of made it work, but and savvy customers, they understand the difference.
Yep.
They can see the difference. You know, it may look good on pictures, but when they get there, the sales have been deflated because now they see, that beautiful white looking cabinetry really just got a paint job.
Yes.
And then you open up the cabinet, you see the overspray everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
That's another thing that just drives us crazy in this business. And but the best part for us is really hearing the oohs and the ahs after we're done, because we're able to save the money and still give them exactly what they wanted.
I love that, and I love the slogan: "The half the cost, half the time, half the mess."
That's it. And that's really most kitchens and most bathroom jobs. If you have a house that's just a standard average size house, maybe in West Chase or in Clearwater or in St. Petersburg, you're going to have a good sized kitchen, maybe a 10 by 12, 10 by 15, and you're going to have 2 or 3 bathrooms. We're able to get all 4 of those areas, your kitchens and your 3 bathrooms, done in less than 5 days, including countertops, plumbing, electrical, everything.
Less than 5 days.
Less than 5 days.
Wow.
And we take pride in that because that's our planning.
Yeah.
And that is our organization methods and how we're able to get in your home and out of your home as quickly as possible and leave you with a lasting result.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you're almost married to the client in a sense. You're in the same roof, you're in their kitchen, you're kicking them out of their kitchen or their bathroom for a certain amount of time. So the half the time, half the cost, half the mess. I love that. So you're able to go in and just beautify the homes, because a lot of times you walk in and if you look at the properties that are on the market, they've got the old school wood look or real dark. People don't want that dark now. They want a little bit lighter look, right?
That's right. And one of the things that I would remind our clients, and I know there's some investors listening today, there's realtors listening today, and then there's average consumers that are listening today. And, we all have our largest investment, and that is our real estate.
Yep.
Our real estate is going to be our largest investment. So what are we going to do with that? What I would advise you is to listen to the professionals. If you love the way your cabinets look, and the professionals are selling you something different, you may want to trust the professionals, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to sell that home, it's not about what you like. It's about what's going to sell it and what
Bingo.
others are going to like.
Right on the money.
And that is so important in our business, and especially because I'm a flipper. If it takes gold leaf cabinets for people to get all, happy-go-lucky to buy a house, then we're going to start gold leafing cabinets.
There you go.
Because we want to do what's popular. Now, obviously, what's popular right now is white kitchens. White kitchens are just super popular. And we could definitely talk about these lovely cherry, and it looks beautiful and all that.
Yeah.
But if you're selling that to a 35-year-old who's got 2 kids, and he's probably working downtown in a pretty decent paying job, he's not into that kind of stuff, because that reminds him of grandma's house.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of sellers. They get stuck into the mindset of what they think is nice, what they think, and it's the lighter gray paints. It's almost that blend between gray and beige. You find that paint. It's almost like an owl gray or something.
That's right, and it's kind of like what we say in our business. Gray has now become the new neutral.
There you go.
And it really has, and especially for our younger folks who are under 40.
Yes.
Anybody under 40 is definitely a fan of the lighter grays, the gray colors. They're kind of getting away from the tans and whites that they've seen all of their life through their growing up, especially their parents. And, of course, that's kind of when my career started 24 years ago, was that beige and beige with white baseboards, and it was so common.
That's right.
Nowadays, you're kind of moving towards the grays and all of the different offset colors, more of the farmhouse look. We love to do very, very simple cupboards where you can just actually put shelves instead of cabinets.
That's
with
cool.
iron pipes.
Yeah,
Just
that's style,
kind of
right?
a little bit of rustic look, that barn door look.
That's
Everybody
right.
loves the barn door look, and
Yep.
and we're able to do all of that at our company.
So you can do extra. That's what I meant to ask you that too on previous shows. So we're talking about the cabinetry, refacing the cabinetry, kitchens and baths. What outside of that? Because I start thinking about the granite on the countertop. So what else are you doing, Chris?
Absolutely, countertops and cabinetry is our main focus, especially refacing.
Okay.
However, if you're okay with your existing cabinet structure, but you want to change that up a little bit, let's just say if you're taking a look at the first page of our website, you'll see that there's a lot of cabinets that are kind of bumped in, bumped out, bumped up, and you actually can see all the different. We can actually take straight cabinets that have just a flat look to them and create that more architectural look with the existing cabinet structure.
Right.
It's one of the things where we can get creative because we're cabinet guys. We have a cabinet shop. All 4 of our locations have cabinet shops, so we're able to actually produce what you can think of without having to buy all new stuff. You don't need to do that. One of the things we love to do, especially that's up on the screen right now, is to get rid of those ugly bifold doors, which are useless in a kitchen. Because you're constantly going in and out of that thing, and it's just off the track, and it's just a pain. And what we could do is just simply make a cabinet face frame and put some cabinet doors on it. Very inexpensive upgrade to the kitchen that just customers are just loving.
Looks great. And let's talk about the real estate aspect as well. We're talking with Chris Robinson about FaceCabinetry.com, about FaceCabinetry.com. And in the real estate transaction, tell that story because it's such a great story where you had a property that was on the market, the realtor came to you, you fixed them up in 3 to 5 days, boom, full price offer.
Absolutely. Those are our favorites. And we have those in writing for anybody that would like to see a copy of that because the realtors were just astounded that we were able to save their deals. And of course, we always talk about DOM, right? The doom, days on market. How long has it been sitting on that market? And that's a very critical thing for us because what we can do for them is even when they're getting ready to start listing it, have us come out and take a look at it. Well, what can I do to this to get this thing to where it's going to be marketable? So we had this realtor call us up and said, listen, my client is out of town. The house is empty. I'm getting low offers of about $30,000 less than our asking price. And it's because they think that they have to remodel these kitchens and baths. I said, let's take a look and let me get you some pricing. So we got some pricing together for them. I would probably say that everything in below was not anywhere near $10,000. Let's just put it that way. It was less than $10,000 for the kitchens and the bathrooms.
Yep.
So just to put numbers out there for somebody so they can understand. But remember, they were getting $30,000 less because that's what they thought that $20,000 in the kitchen, $10,000 in the bathroom that they probably would have to spend. Well, let's put some real numbers to it. So our proposal was well south of $10,000. We came in 3 days.
Wow.
We came in on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, got their refacing done. We pulled one cabinet out that was kind of like a curtain cabinet.
Yep.
And that cabinet was just blocking the view of the pool and the outside and the back. We
Got
got rid of that cabinet and actually refaced everything, put in new granite countertops, and we were done by Thursday. Started on a Tuesday, done by Thursday. So the realtor came back in on Friday. First words out of her mouth was, wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Couldn't believe that we were, first of all, done. Plumbing was in, electrical was in. We framed the mirrors in the bathroom because they had that peeling silver that's all around. So we said, listen, let us know what your feedback is. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, she says, well, as a matter of fact, I'm having an open house tomorrow, and I invited the 3 people that made offers to come back. And they did. And the one guy who offered the $30,000 less than the asking price, because he had cash, so he was in the negotiation seat. So he came back and said, you know what, I'll pay you full price for everything that you've done.
Nice.
Because that guy didn't realize that he thought it got gutted.
Boom.
He thought it was completely gutted, and it wasn't a gut job.
Show me the money.
That's it.
That's it right there. Chris Robinson, About Face Cabinetry. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Great story. I love that. Well, that's a great way to end the show. Chuck Peterson was on the show. We had Brandon Faust, Mold Zero, Suncoast Roofing, Chris Robinson, About Face Cabinetry. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.